Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Adventures Pack, and welcome back to Melos Machina. We hope that you have had a good 2 weeks. A reminder to everyone to silence your devices in the studio.
That's what I get for trying to lurk for once.
We hope that you all had a wonderful time celebrating for those who do celebrate Thanksgiving, and for those who don't, we hope that you had a great last couple of weeks. We are back at it again, ready to continue these wonderful things that are going on in the city of Venture.
Bridges burning on an open fire.
Perfect.
Oh no. I do not believe we have too many announcements other than the message from the continuing sponsor of Melos Machina, Cantrip Candles.
Speaking of burning and the holidays. Well, you know, everybody, it's December now. It's time to be cozy among friends and family and enjoy a nice beverage, also known as a candle.
You're so cute.
That's so cute.
Go get your Duck the Dungeon peppermint hot cocoa candle at cantripcandles.com.
Flip it over so they can.
Oh, wait for it. Ba-bam! There's marshmallows in this thing.
That's so good.
There is a limited quantity left, so please run over and get them either in store at the East Hollywood location or online at cantripcandles.com. But make sure that you use our affiliate link that will go through the chat, or if you are on our Discord, it is pinned in our coupon codes area. But you'll get 10% off your order, and we'll get a little kickback, and they'll know that you like us and that we sent you. But yeah, when you're done, it is a mug, so you can actually drink out of this.
Hell yeah. It's technically a mug before you're done, but you should
It is, but
not
there's
drink
wax in it.
I would not pour hot liquid into it and then drink it.
Yeah.
Seems
Here,
bad.
I'll pass it around. You guys can smell it too.
Oh my
I haven't
gosh.
actually had a chance
It's
to
so
taste this
good.
one yet, so.
It's
so
strong.
Cute. I didn't even realize I saw it on the shop, and I thought it was just the mug. But it's a candle.
No, it's a candle. It's an actual candle.
So nice.
True, I also saw the mug and was like, oh, they're
That's
going
cute.
into
Yeah.
like
To mugs?
cookware.
No.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
are, yeah, no. Also, not from our sponsor, but other announcement, episodes 16 through 20 of Melos Machina
Yay! Oh
are
my
now
God.
available on Spotify
I know what I'm
and
doing
Apple. So wherever you get your podcasts from, go subscribe to us and listen. And then next week it'll be 21 through 25. So we are catching up.
Yes. It's like,
By the end of the year, I think we'll be caught up.
yeah,
So.
just about.
Yeah.
Oh, that also reminds me of an announcement that we get to tell everyone. We are so very grateful for all of our viewers out there and listeners. It's because of you we are now officially partners on YouTube.
Amazing.
Yeah!
It's been a busy week.
Hell yeah.
We got that notification at the dinner table on Thanksgiving.
Celebration.
It was a nice little gift.
Sweet.
So, if you are watching us on YouTube and that is your preferred platform of choice, you are now able to become members. It is the same as subscribers on Twitch. You can support us monthly if you would like. It is, again, never required, but always appreciated. We are working on getting our Discord integration fixed into that as well. So you should be able to then connect to us on our Discord, where our members and subscribers and patrons over at Patreon are able to come on by and get access to some member-only channels. These channels give you access to maps from our shows. We'll also give you some behind-the-scenes footage, and also it is a place where you get to hang out with us after the show for our post-show hangout, where we get to discuss all the stuff that happened during the show in a more candid manner, and with no stakes of any dice at the table. So, yeah, we usually have a thing or two to talk about.
My favorite thing over there on the Discord is the character playlists.
Oh, yes, the character playlists, which it's not up yet, but we should be getting an additional couple of songs for each of our characters up. They have been, everyone has sent me their selections. They are awesome. And yeah, I'm going to be uploading those probably tonight after the show. So
Definitely didn't almost make myself cry earlier tonight listening to my playlist.
Easter eggs. Easter eggs.
Means means I know what I'm doing tonight. It's listening to everybody's playlists.
Yes. So, with all of that, I'm going to get this out of here because it smells so
here.
good. It's going to distract me.
It is not a beverage.
Too tempting.
And I definitely
know.
just reached for it instead of my mug.
This is going to be my emotional support candle.
Players, are we ready
No.
Not at all.
Oh my
for
god.
tonight's episode?
What are we doing? What are we doing?
No.
All right.
Falling currently.
Yep.
So, when last we met our adventurers, they had had an evening in the Dry Dock 2, the fighting pits of the Lower Docks District, or the River District of Venture. And after 3 impressive bouts, Icon downing all 3 of their foes, the third of which being Bogdan Gilderstrong, the Forge Master that you had earlier dropped Zachary off for his potential apprenticeship. With both combatants barely standing at the end, Icon defeated Bogdan, and the party had then decided to have an evening at the Soggy Dog afterwards, the local tavern. Here, you spent the evening chatting with Bogdan, learning a little more about him, learning about his brother Mogden, who he had sounded like somewhat of a falling out with, who lived in Nereth Cadril, and asked that should you ever find yourself in that area, would appreciate you looking him up, and additionally, reaching out to him would give you the blueprints to craft the artificial arm that Mogden bore. Having finished up your conversations, you headed back towards the Skytram to make your way to the upper city of Venture. And after passing through the lighthouse, there was a jostling of the cart as it stopped moving. And you had the perfect view of 3 massive explosions that went off in the southern section of the city up against the cliffside. The first 2 happening in short succession near each other, the third happening upon the bridge, the only other way to the 2 districts, which then collapsed, partially. Party found a way out of the Skytram, and due to the thankfully prepared featherfall that Aaron had in his pocket, and Andy's spectral wings, party floated, lowering into the river beneath. As the effects of featherfall slow your descent, you are close to the island in the center, but still, as you fall slowly, you feel your feet get wet and cold as you lower into the Conderflow.
Okay.
The sounds of screams and yelling echoes across the canyon wall. As you all look amongst yourselves, you see Finn, Aaron, Duathi, and Icon, as well as Chauncey, who is pushing to keep afloat, and looking up to see your companion, Andy. She seems to be frozen. You can see at this distance, roughly 300 feet in the air, she's looking down at you, and she looks over to the upper cliffside, towards the upper dock of the Skytram. She looks back down at all of you. Looking back at the cliff, she flies to the cliffside. You see her wings as she lands on the Skytram harbor, as they vanish. And you can no longer see her.
She's safe.
How deep is the water here?
Your feet are not touching the bottom. You are treading water, and Chauncey is definitely just pushing, and you can see it in ways sinking.
How far to land?
You were roughly 100 feet from the lighthouse, but with shore on either side, you're probably a good 30 feet from the shore.
Okay.
We need help me. Help me get Chauncey
Yeah,
to the land.
You two, get in the boat. Go.
I will.
got it?
I will reach to the cylindrical device on my hip, and I will chuck it about 2 feet into the air, and I'll utter the command word "flow" and try and summon the river dart for us to climb
Absolutely. As it leaves your hand, it unfolds and it hits the water and floats beside you.
I'm gonna dig through my pack as soon as I climb into the boat and pull out 50 feet of hempen rope, toss it out to Ike and Dwathi. Try to secure Chauncey. We'll try to pull him to shore.
Yeah.
All right, as you grab the rope, Chauncey, his head just goes beneath the water.
I will hold my breath, grab my breath, hold my breath, and dive below and start trying to tie that rope.
Sure, absolutely. Give me a survival check, but as you're doing it with Chauncey sinking and you now beneath the water, it's going to be at disadvantage.
I want to try and clamber into the river dart.
Sure, absolutely. Give me
Is
a
there
quick
anything I
athletics.
can do to help?
If you want to swim down with and be a part of this, are you proficient in survival?
Survival, yes.
Yeah, you can absolutely assist. You can either do it yourself or you can give advantage.
I'll do it myself. I'll do it myself.
It's an 11 to clamber into the dot.
Yeah, easy. You're able to pull yourself up and over. You are dripping wet, but you are in the river dart.
Any place to secure the other end of the line to the river dart?
There doesn't appear to be any sort of anchors or cleats on it, but with people on board, you might be able to just hold it.
Mine at disad was a natural 1 for a 7.
Oh, it'll be a disad for me too, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's okay. Give me a second. It's also a natural 1.
For a total of?
9.
As the two of you swim below Dwathi, that sense of being underwater immediately taking you back to the first time that you dove. Now, without the breathing apparatus, just holding your breath, you're both working hard at tying the line to Chauncey. As you see his arms just kind of outstretched, like he's trying to control his descent, almost like he was falling or flying through the air. And his head is looking up at both of you and then just looks down at the ground.
Oh, God.
The two of you aren't able to get any sort of decent knot. However, as you are swimming, the water, you can see the ground beneath coming close. The water, though your feet didn't touch, now that you're down below looking, you can see it's maybe 10, 12 feet deep. And Chauncey, then you see his body just hit the water. So he looks up at both of you.
I'm going to just start gesturing towards him, and I'm going to start walking along the bottom towards where I believe the shore to be.
And you can see his claws just dig into the dirt, and with each step there's mud splatters. But he, like a turtle, is trudging along the ground and seems to be fine.
Okay.
I'm going to tug on the rope a couple of times, hoping that they understand.
I'll message
Pulling.
Aaron.
Oh, wait.
I was like,
You guys can still die.
Read that. Chauncey is unfortunately sinking, but he can walk along the bottom. It's not very deep. I'm going to get him to shore.
okay, which direction? Towards the island or towards towards Upper District?
Towards the upper district.
Okay. I will reach out a hand towards Finn and verbally speak out. Finn, clamber up. We're heading towards the confusion.
Right. Yep. Start pulling in the rope as I climb the rest of the way into the boat and like grab a paddle, I guess.
Okay.
So we're in the boat. You guys are down below. Okay. from the rear of the boat, the headstrong position, I will grab a paddle and start just trudging our way the few hundred feet it is towards the bank, wherever we can make landing.
Absolutely. So you're at this point.
300 feet.
If you're heading towards the cliffside, or
yeah, towards the cliffside.
absolutely. So the cliffside, you've got roughly about 600 feet between you and it. Looking across it, you don't really see any sort of shore. The cliffs just come to an end in the water itself. And as you scan, looking for any sort of place, your vision gets murky in the dark. Now, with no lights illuminating the cliffside, there's no way of seeing anything.
I'll look to Finn. Where was that staircase? Is there some sort of? There's got to be some sort of lower level landing that we could make dock on.
We need to make it back to the docks district.
Fuck.
Take it from foot.
The opposite. So, backwards.
Start dig the paddle in so I can start turning the boat back around.
Okay, I will message to Aiken and Dorothy. Looks like we can't make any landing district side. We need to go back towards the docks. We need to backtrack around the island back so we can get upwards. So
River District.
turn around.
Okay.
All right. And again, I'll just keep. I'm paddling at best. If anything, I'm gonna try to use Chauncey a little bit to keep me moving along with him.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my spear, kind of like a walking stick, under.
Kind of pushing yourself along the ground. Absolutely.
Actually, how far? I know you've just said this, but there's been so many distances thrown about. To the direction we're heading. About how long do I? About how far away from? About how long do I think I'm going to be swimming underwater here?
Well, if you are landing at the island where the lighthouse is, it's 30 feet to the shore.
Okay, great. Never mind.
If you are trying to swim all the way to the river district, add an additional 300 feet to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll stop at the.
At the shore.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I'll start just dog paddling along with him to the shore.
Yeah.
Pinwheel around back towards the lighthouse island, just to catch our breath and then
And
continue on.
The rope's not attached to anything, right?
So I let it go.
At some point, as we paddle on,
Okay.
just kind of keep the rope in one hand, paddling with it, just dragging behind us.
Sure. It's very quickly as the two of you and Chauncey head towards the shore of the island. The bottom of the river very quickly comes up, and Chauncey trudging as Aaron and Finn, as the two of you are paddling, you see peeking up at by the shore of the island just a little point of the top of Chauncey's drill, as he then trudges onto the land. The two of you popping your heads up, and you're able to stand.
And he's gonna be so happy to know Chauncey's waterproof.
Yes, quite submersible, it would seem.
We need to just make it back to
What the hell?
I'm going to sit down next to Chauncey and sort of put my head on his head and say, "You are doing so good. You are being very brave. It's going to be okay."
He looks up at you and tilts his head.
It's gotta be Sada. It's gotta be somebody with the dock back in. Why would they be doing anything else?
I don't know.
I think it's probably the people who you said that Cracker Jack could be explosive. That you think that's what blew up that warehouse, right?
There could be some other machination. We need to go figure out this is related whatsoever. But also, some people could have been hurt up there.
Yeah, I mean, the only way up is the gondola being frozen, or up the bridge that is now destroyed.
Yeah, I don't
I mean-
think I have anything that can get us up there.
What can we do?
As you are discussing, you then hear calling from farther down on the island. The island itself, you have the lighthouse, and it seems to go on for a good about 700 feet along with the river. There's a couple of buildings that are scattered across it, and from the far southern end, you just hear echoing in the distance. Everard, come on!
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I'll look around. Is there anybody on the island, like, running around, like, looking, like, making any type of commotion or movement towards either shoreline?
You hear very quickly coming right almost next to you, a few, about 10, 20 feet away. Coming! And as you look up, you can see coming out of the door of the lighthouse that is on sort of a raised hill, middle-aged gentleman, humanoid, just opens the door, closes it, and begins running towards the structures.
We should try to figure out what's going on, or at least strengthen numbers, right?
Don't forget the boat.
No. I will pull the dodge to shore and speak land and let it.
After I help out.
Yeah. After we're all. And as it condenses, I'll just clip it back on my hip. If we can somehow manage to get the locks working, we could take the river dot up to the lock, possibly, but that could take just as long.
I mean, and
It's
only
a
two of
thought.
us can fit.
It's a thought.
Yeah. Chauncey, she's gonna be okay. Will you walk with us?
Chauncey digs his feet into the ground.
He's ready.
Yeah. I'm just gonna take off
Yeah.
towards those structures.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick by Chauncey's side. I want to make sure I don't lose track of him.
Sure.
Yeah,
I'll just hang back with Duarte and Chauncey as well.
Yeah, I'll pick up the pace and head with Ike and try to figure out at least where people are heading and see if there's anything. Yeah, where are people going? I want to go there.
You can see this gentleman who was called out as Everard seems to be rushing towards. As you begin following behind, you can see there is a small dock that is attached to the far side of this island. It looks like there are 3, 4 other small structures, maybe houses, something. There appear to be families standing outside looking at the chaos that is happening in the far south of the bridge. But there are 2 gentlemen who are standing by a rather large rowboat. It's almost like a longboat that is docked at this dock, and one of them is waving down to Everard, who is running towards them. As he waves them down, sees the lot of you.
Hi.
Hello.
We were in the cable car, and it stopped. We jumped out.
You're in the sky. You're dripping.
Yes, we swam.
The hell are you all alive?
This man.
Arcane means, but
Fair enough.
how are we getting ashore? Like, it seems like we're stuck on this island.
Oh, come, get in. I'm taking as many of us ashore as we can to see what we can do if we're needed. Come on.
Yeah, okay.
As we're running, do you know how structurally sound the rest of that bridge is?
I no idea.
Great. Okay. Cool. I'll start helping any way that I can. If there's people that need help onto the boat, I'm gonna sopping wet help them.
It seems to be the gentleman that you were just speaking to, Everard, has already boarded, and it's just them as well as you.
I'll help get. Chauncey's walked onto boats before now, but
Yeah.
make sure he's doing okay. Make sure he feels stable.
Yeah, as he steps down, the boat kind of tips, but he's able to get his footing.
You're doing such a good job.
Aaron, I don't perhaps think that you can talk to Andy the way that you talk to the rest of us, right?
I think I was too caught up in the chaos of everything to link with her before she flew out of sight.
Okay.
She made the right call, though.
Yeah.
If I could have gotten there that quickly, I would have.
Better there than down here. What course of action, Everard?
Well, first we're gonna push off, and Everard pushes off from the docks, and he and the other gentleman you were speaking to begin rowing. It's going to be a moderately long trek.
Are there extra oars?
There appear to be 2 rows of oars and a full 5 rows of seats.
Okay. So they're taking up the oars.
They're taking up a single row.
Oh.
And so there's a second
Okay.
row.
Oh, I can?
Yes.
You and me?
Yeah. Let's
Alright.
put our rowing skills to use.
Okay.
Well, nice and warmed up. Hop up there.
As you push away, and you can see the slowly moving away from the island in the center. You're moving into the dark. You've got roughly 300 feet before you reach the opposing marina area.
As we are rowing in the opposite direction, has the cable car moved at all that we dove from? Or is it still stationary up there?
Give me a quick perception check.
Sure.
Because as you look up into the night sky, you barely see anything.
That's good. That is a 22.
22.
Oh, sorry. Perception better, 25.
25. As you look, you can see the stars above you. There's not a whole lot of light coming from the moons. And as you're trying to find any sign of the Skytram, there is a moment of glistening light that comes off the glass of the windows that seems to be reflected from one of the small torches. It's there. Doesn't seem to have moved from its position.
I'd like to turn my eyes, as we're rowing, up to the bridge and the cliffside where the initial explosions happened, and just train my eye to see if there's any other explosions or large movements of light.
Sure,
'Cause I know it's pretty far.
Absolutely. There are definitely large movements of light. It looks like fires have erupted, and you can see smoke billowing. Most of the light is now centered around the bridge area and the southern top of the cliff. There are now more and more lights that are beginning to flicker on in Venture as people seem to be taking to their emergency torches.
This woke up the whole city.
Absolutely.
Everard,
Mhm.
what's there? We just got in town and we're not super familiar.
What's where? What?
Up where the explosions were, what district is that?
It's that would be well, it's against the wall, isn't it?
I would assume so.
Yeah. So it's the bridge comes up against that, but aside from that, it's well, there's part of the flow forge is up there, and
Oh,
we're starting to get into well, the temple.
Jeez.
Sorry. I'm Aiken. This is Duwathi, and we have Finn and Aaron and Chauncey. We're here to help.
Thank you. It's certainly getting us there a little bit faster. I'd say, pleasure to meet you, but it's...
Yeah.
Better circumstances.
Hello.
Right.
Do you have any idea what could have possibly done this?
No idea.
Shocked us all.
Yeah. Got a long distance view of it.
Oh, do you see it from the tram?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't remember the order of events. I think it stopped and then the explosions happened. Or the explosions happened, then it stopped.
It stopped and then
it's chilling, I must say.
Yeah.
Well then,
Keep at it.
and
Faster.
I'm going as fast as I can, friend.
I'm talking
Thanks,
to you.
Aaron.
I'm talking to you.
Yeah, should we spruce up the boat too?
Just be ready. Once we get there, we'll.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be staying by the boat, but
We'll tie off.
do what you can.
How do we get up with the bridge out?
Skytram?
Right.
I think we're gonna have to help on this side.
All right. We'll see what we can do.
It's Skytram Bridge or locks. That's pretty much it.
Right.
And all of them require power,
Yeah.
right?
Except for the
Some
bridge,
sort.
which is just foot power.
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
Is there any emergency switch on the tram to get it going again?
Asking questions I don't know the answer to, mate.
Right, the Skytram dock is on the River District. Cool.
Well, yeah.
I just put my back into it a little bit more.
In silence, you all continue to row.
Yep.
And eventually, as you rack your minds for what you could be doing, sitting there with nothing to do, you come across the breakwater. As you look ahead of, well, those of you who are able to look ahead, you see the main breakwater of the marina area, which you had never seen from this angle, simply all of the masts from inside the river district. Eventually you pass in and you can now see a small artificial bay that has been created with long docks that has, there are 5 long docks, a couple of them empty, 2 of them with ships docked. The Everard and the other unnamed gentleman do a deft job at maneuvering through and eventually come to push up against one of the docks that is up against the actual wall of the waterway. Very quickly, Everard racks his oar, jumps up, ties off. At the same time, the other gentleman quickly getting ready to hop onto land.
Yeah. I'll start moving and help Chauncey out with Dwathy to lift him, if it's possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, easily Chauncey's able to lift up.
I guess this is our stop.
Yeah.
In relationship to the explosions that just happened, where are we?
You are
Kind of like underneath it. And
still a ways away. You are roughly over 1,500 feet. You are in the river district. You are north of Dry Dock 2.
yeah.
But from here, you are able to see the roads that you took to get to the Lower Skytram dock, as well as to Bogdan's Forge and your rooftop tavern from earlier this evening. As you are all here, you look about. There aren't many of them, but there are a few people who are now standing at the dockside, just looking in horror.
Can I get a sense of how much of that bridge collapsed?
Yeah, like how is it like a chunk? Is it like
Yeah.
into the and is it like dead center or is it like closer to one side or the other?
It is definitely closer to the top side.
Yeah.
The bridge
Okay.
itself, spanning the entire roughly 600-foot gap at that point in the river. The lower section has there was the building that you recall from nearby tavern that had raised up so that the bridge started a few stories high, at least 3 stories off the ground. And from there, it was buildings and buildings that then met in the bridge in the very center of the river. There's a massive pillar that seemed to give it a lot of structure. Underneath this pillar, you could see arched fortifications to give more structure. It is the second half of the bridge that seems to have collapsed. You can see a massive chunk just out from the center of of the half. You can see remnants of the arched fortification on the cliffside that are still there. So parts of the bridge are on the cliffside, and part of it is on the pillar side. But there is a massive hole.
Okay, we might. If we do something stupid, we might be able to get up there. But
then we would just be on the bridge.
well,
We won't know
if
till
we
we're
do
up
something
there.
really stupid, we might be able to get across.
What do you have in mind?
I've got us.
I can sort of move, teleport-ish.
Yeah, me too, but not a huge distance.
No. But we're just gonna have to see.
Let's
if
make it the
anything, let's
bridge.
see if we can help
Let's make it the
people get
bridge.
down.
All right, all right.
Alright.
Yeah, I think we run towards the bridge fast
Yeah.
as we can.
Here we go, Chauncey. I'll just start sprinting.
All right.
Yeah. Again, I'm gonna keep. I know Chauncey and I are about the same speeds, but I'm still gonna keep pace with him just for safety. I won't lose
I'm gonna
track of
lead
him
the
in this.
charge.
Okay.
And I am gonna keep my shield out, less in a like defensive thing and more in a, like the train grills, more like that to try and help clear a space for us if it starts getting crowded towards the bridge.
Absolutely. Sure. So rushing towards, this is this is a long run.
Yep.
And as you are just going and going and going and going, could I get a athletics check from everyone?
No,
Nope.
I think it would have been okay. Okay.
Okay, that is not good.
10.
10,
7.
7,
14.
14,
9.
9.
Boy.
Okay.
I have a negative to mine, y'all.
I have a +6.
I also have a negative. Doing middle of the.
It's those two.
It's the pit
it's those
fight.
2 drinks.
It's the 2 drinks.
Yeah.
Feeling sluggish.
Uh-huh. The
Is-
fixer.
Yeah. Okay. As you're taking every ounce of your strength to get to the bridge, you can feel from the entire Icon from the entire day, the fighting, the drinking, everything is wearing down on you.
And I'm wet.
And Finn, you're not a long distance runner. This is not your cup of tea. And you find yourself winded. It is not a full level of exhaustion, but you are each gonna have a -2 to any physical activities
All right.
until you have a moment to recover.
As we are running across the bridge, I'm going to take a second to pull my hands together and grasp my wrists together as my skin hardens and starts to look like birchwood as I'm going to cast Bark Skin.
Cool.
Okay.
Good thinking, Dorothy. Similarly, slap my hand to my chest and flip Pal open as I'm like, and just slap a mage armor on.
Okay. Eventually, you get past the soggy dog. where the closer you get to the bridge, it seems as though, at least up against the outer wall of the docks district, the streets are now emptier and emptier. And as you turn and you get to a view of Dry Dock 2, you can see on the waterway, it's lined with people who are just out and staring. You can hear chattering and talk. Most of it seems to be worried, scared. But there are more and more people the closer that you get that you can see who are rushing in the same direction as you. Eventually you get to Bogdan's and you take the turn. As you turn and you have the full view down towards the base of the bridge, you can see an immense cluster of people. You can see some carrying others on cots and stretchers. You can see people seated against buildings that are being leaned over by or tended to. People that are coming out of the of this base structure of the bridge, and people are going in. This seems to be a bottleneck, and where a lot of everything is happening.
You said that we're up near Bogdan's?
We're pretty much at Bogdan's right now.
Chauncey, maybe you should go see Zachary and stay here.
I'll take them over really quickly. Give me a quick moment. I'm going to run over then with
Sure, you're
Chauncey.
at Bogdan's
Yeah,
door.
I'll run to the door and knock on the door.
This first pound that you hit, the door opens and you see Zachary there.
Hello, Zachary.
I was not expecting you.
I don't think you probably were either.
No.
Are you okay?
Yeah, what's going on?
I don't know, but a lot seems to be on fire.
Where? What? Okay.
I wish I knew. We are going to go try and help people. Andy had to. She was able to get up
She
faster
okay?
than. She's fine.
Okay.
She's okay. Everyone is okay. But she was able to get up faster than we were. And as much as I know Chauncey could probably help, I also don't
Okay,
want him to
Chauncey.
get hurt. And I can't speak to him in a way that Andy can. And I certainly couldn't keep him safe in a way that I know that you could. Can you batten down the hatches, make sure everything here stays safe?
I can.
And make sure that you play lots of rock, paper, scissors with Chauncey, okay?
Yeah.
It'll make him feel better.
Okay, it'll make me feel better too. If you see Bogdan, he's up there. He said he could help.
I'll keep an eye out for him. He is a very capable person. He is going to be okay too.
Okay.
I'm going to just reach out and just hold his hand and put both of mine on his and go, it's going to be okay. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you and say that it is okay, but it's going to be okay.
Okay.
You stay safe.
If there's anything I can do,
Right now, this is the thing you can do. Keeping
yeah.
Chauncey safe is important.
but if there's anything more I can do, I've got Chauncey.
Guarding this place, it is important.
Mhm.
And you are important. I'm going to, again, hold his hands like that for a moment and then let it go. Take care of yourself. We'll be right back, I promise.
All right. Also, you look different.
It's to keep myself safer.
Okay, I wanted to make sure you knew.
It's okay.
I'll just do that and
Okay.
it'll sound like wood a little.
It's just to keep me safe. It's just my magic. It's what I do. It's going to be okay.
All right.
And
And
when,
as he closes the door, you hear him kind of saying to himself, "Oh my God, I hate that."
Amazing.
Cheeky bastard.
Poor kid.
some of my least gross magic. All right. I will start heading back up.
You said there were people on cots.
Mhm.
Does it seem like there's a steady stream coming from the bridge, or that's like a select few?
Steady is a rough term. There's a lot, and there's more coming.
Yeah.
But the getting into this building and the getting out of it was never meant to take this much flow of people. And there's, especially at the doors to get into the stairway, it is a bit of a cluster. There are, you can see a couple of people that are there doing their best to navigate traffic and get people through and make sure that the injured are being brought out. More injured are being brought out.
Are there any guards around?
I was gonna say, is anybody like commanding authority down here?
Down here, you don't see any, no.
I am going to put on my big guard pants and say, if you don't need to be in this region, get somewhere further. If you can help heal or move things, move up to the bridge. Leave this area as clear as possible and make my way through choo-choo train.
Yeah.
You heard the man, now move!
Give me either a performance or an intimidation. I'll say your choice.
Oh.
Let's do performance. Why not? They're the same,
Or
but
not performance, sorry, persuasion.
it's all the same. Persuasion. So close to a nat 20. An 11.
11.
It went,
As you take on that air of command, it's been a while.
yep.
And you can definitely see
Also
that there's
winded.
so much happening that the voice kind of, it does get lost in the cluster of the crowd, but there are many who look up and you see one gentleman holding a cot with another behind and looks like a halfling resting on it, look at you, nod, and begin to ferry people a little farther away from this section of the streets.
Pass the word, organize, and windedly keep going.
I'm going to follow behind.
Yeah, pushing through.
Okay. As you get to this base structure, there are doorways on all three of the sides that face the street area. And entering in, it is a massive network of staircases. There's two sets of stairs going up that seem to then meet in the center that then spread out. It is
Stadium style, like.
exactly.
Yeah.
Seems to just be 3 stories of these stairs.
I'll take them 2 at a time.
I look up tauntingly.
Yeah. I'm gonna take them half at a time.
You can see in here there does seem to be a better flow. There are people who are standing. There's a taller woman who is directing those who are coming up to stay on one side and those who are coming down to stay on another.
Great.
I guess we're going up.
Yeah.
Come on, boys, keep up. We're almost there.
We're going.
Just to the top.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
Not tonight.
Oddly enough, it seems though the way that these stairs have been set, it looks a full 3 stories up, but they're almost like half steps or half stairs. That you are covering distance faster than you would normally expect, and it doesn't seem to take that much.
Good.
You would expect a lot worse. And by the time you get to the almost second and a half floor, you can see that the building then opens to an open sky, and the base of the bridge is there, and you are then met with 2 rows of buildings, one on either side, and the very center of the bridge is the entire stone walkway, and it is trickling now of people moving in one direction and the other.
I'm gonna keep an eye out for Bogdan as we walk up. How wide is the walkway?
The bridge is roughly 30 feet across, about between 30 and 40 feet across, with buildings on either side. The walkway in the center is about 15 feet.
Okay.
So yeah, you have like, sorry, I did this math wrong. 15, and then like 20 and 20. So
Oh, okay. So like
55 feet.
Great.
In full.
It's a big bridge.
As we crest the top, I'm gonna, if I can, try to take one step ahead if I can and put my arm out before we cross this better make sure there's no more charges. And I grab Pal and, using my Awakened Spellbook feature, cast Detect Magic as an action.
Okay.
Just looking for any
any other?
evocation or more explosive charges, anything on this bridge that might blow this half.
What's the range on that?
30 feet. It's not a lot.
Okay, but you essentially just have that up.
Yes, yeah, for 10 minutes, I believe.
Okay. And what is it that it can't pass through?
That's a good question, because we
It's
are
like
dealing with
different
feats of
widths
stone.
of different things.
Yeah, right. The stone bridge. Let me just get this up. Yeah. Blocked by 1 foot of stone, dirt, or wood, 1 inch of metal, or a thin sheet of lead.
Okay. Yeah. Aside from your companions, you don't notice any other magic. Yeah, there's nothing pinging.
All right. I can only see a little bit further ahead, so if I guess I'll take point. It's weird to say.
No, let's go side by side,
All right.
or I'll be right behind you.
Sounds good.
I'm okay.
Yeah,
Ready?
looking good.
As we run by, just real quickly, if you don't mind, folks, can I just kind of scan the crowd and look for anybody who does not look exceedingly panicked or out of sorts?
Absolutely.
Like, is there anybody trying to keep their calm in a way that's like not cool?
Who's not cool, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, who's definitely too calm walking down this exploring bridge?
yeah.
Absolutely. Give me an investigation.
Cool.
Someone just yo.
I'm just looking. It feels good.
Let's go ahead and boost this a bit. For an 18.
18. Looking about every person that you can see is attentively helping. You don't see anyone who seems to be just panicking. There seems to be fear but drive. At this point, everyone who is here, at least in this area, is scared but also
GTFO.
Yeah,
Well, and-
retreating and
or there with purpose.
okay.
As you're looking about, you do start to see, and you are now noticing, many of the people who've been coming up with you are also carrying buckets.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's continue the trek.
Anybody else having flashbacks?
Yeah. Too many. When we get closer, I'll boost us a little bit.
All right. Keeping my eyes wide for any danger.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
think to Aaron. Is this our fault?
Don't do that. Our first priority now is to get to the other side and help.
Yeah. Just seems like trouble follows us.
No, we're chasing it. Let's go.
That was very good.
I'm going to keep scanning as we're walking, looking for both for anyone I recognize, but particularly for Bogdan and I don't know, for Sada. I don't know why. It's just sort of a thing I'm doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the flashbacks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. As you begin rushing towards, you are starting to hear the sounds of crackling wood and fire. And you can, now that you are up here, the light of the bridge is immense. You get about halfway about where the pillar into the water is, before you have to slow down, and there is the wall of people who are putting out fires on the buildings to either side, and the crumbling remains of the bridge itself. And as you get about to this section, Finn, you see a flash of all sorts of magic to the right of you. You look and there's a wooden building, windows, and inside there's pings of magic. Ting, 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 ting. You see invocation, alteration, divination, conjuration, pinging up. All in all, you get.
Oh.
6 pings of magic.
Wow. So something big going on in that house.
Is it
Structure.
Is it the shop? I'll take a look at the side of it. Is it does it have a sign?
Above the door, you see a sign that says the collection.
Collection.
great?
Well, I bet that would have been a fascinating place to go.
Well, whatever's going on in there, they've got casters and potentially somebody who can help us get across.
Yeah. Are there any screams, like sounding like people who are trapped in any of these buildings still?
It doesn't sound like it. You hear the occasional moan. Just looking over, you can see a young humanoid male who's being tended to by a middle-aged humanoid woman. He seems to have burns on his shoulder, and his arm is being bandaged.
Are there any other injured nearby?
You don't see any other injured.
Cool. Let's keep going.
To the precipice.
Yeah.
How much further till the bridge?
You've got maybe 10 feet before you're at the precipice.
Right.
Oh.
No, we're there.
Oh.
Yeah, you're looking
Dang.
at it.
Okay.
I'm gonna check out the collection, whatever that is. Maybe offer my services and see if they can offer theirs.
Don't go too far. Granted, I think
This
this is a 55-foot wide bridge. This is
Mhm.
fine.
not much further to go.
I'm gonna lean next to the gentleman who is injured.
As you approach the woman, "Hi, we have a stretcher coming."
It's fine. Are you injured?
No. You can see that a chunk of her hair has been singed away,
Okay.
but she seems to be unharmed.
Okay.
Looking down at this boy, you can see parts of his clothing were burned away. One of his legs is badly burned, and a lot of it has been covered in some damp bandage cloth.
Okay. I'm gonna take, as you're looking through the collection, I'm gonna stop and take 10 minutes to cast Prayer of Healing.
All right.
So it's up to 5 creatures within a 30-foot range. And I'm gonna choose me and you and the boy. So we each get 2d8 hit points.
Well, you're
regain-
gonna start casting this
Yes.
though, so
Yeah, I just wanna.
So as you start a ritual,
Yeah.
we'll get to that, and if it gets to that.
Cool.
Boy.
Yeah.
Rushing up to the building, is the door closed?
Yeah. As you grabbing the handle to give it a pull, it appears locked.
Pound on the door. My name is Findu Morgan. I'm with the Lawkeepers. I have some training in the arcane arts. Is there anything I can do to help?
There's no response.
Just keep pounding.
As you pound away, boom, 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 trying the door. No one comes.
Well, I guess they don't need help. I'll turn back and join the party again.
At that point, I will trying to not interrupt, but also just sort of sit down next to him.
Is this a thing that's going to take a long time? I could do something fast, but it won't be as wide.
It'll take 10 minutes, but it should also refresh us.
Okay.
I haven't done this before. Just kind of going off of gut feeling here.
There's a crackling as a beam hits from one of the collapsing buildings that And you are still surrounded by a good chunk of people who are shoveling or bucketing water onto these burning buildings. It appears as though most of the edge of the bridge seems to have been put out. Now it's just you have essentially the collection and a couple buildings past. The buildings right up against the collapse is it's shambles, and that's where the beam has fallen. The building directly next to it on both sides have begun to catch flame. And this is where most of the attention is being put to.
Now that we're a little closer, can we tell, is the bridge completely impassable?
As you look off into the edge of the bridge, it goes, and then there is nothing, and then about 80 feet past, it then restarts where you see a similar scene of people throwing water. Across, however, it appears as though a lot of the people who are working seem to be uniformed.
Okay. God, so it's completely fuck. 8-foot gap.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. Okay. I gotta keep thinking.
I'm going to leave Aiken to it. I'll go over to Finn and
I could sort of get across, but it would only be for myself.
And then you're stuck over there alone.
Exactly. I don't see any particular. I mean, I could help over there, but I don't think I could be doing anything that those folks over there aren't.
I think this side's where the help is more needed.
Okay.
I don't really know what else to do, so I'm going to look for breakout, like little hot spots, little patches smaller than a campfire, and use prestidigitation to start putting out whatever fire I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will. Oh, I can also do that.
With Druidcraft, you can snuff out the campfire. So if there's any patches of fire, I'll just start looking for
Okay.
Trying to contain. Yeah.
anything to stop.
So, to fight these fires, Duathi using Druidcraft, finding essentially small packets of campfire-sized flames. With prestidigitation, do you know?
Similar. Yeah, I can snuff out up to a campfire.
Okay.
So.
With the lot of you going about and just... You seem to be helping drastically. Before, with the buckets coming, it was essentially a stalemate of the fire trying to spread, but being able to keep it at bay enough. But now with the two of you, it has gone into winning an ongoing fight.
Right. I'm just sort of just going to be quietly doing this, just focusing.
Same.
Okay. In about 2 minutes, the stretcher arrives. And they begin loading the boy onto it.
If I saw that, I would like to take a quick minute to come over and get close enough and say, "It is going to be all right." And on all right, I'll cast Healing Word at first level.
Okay.
Calm down. That's going to be 9 points of healing, though.
9 points of healing. Okay.
I'm gonna continue, even though this stretcher is going. I'm gonna continue on that.
Okay. So staying where you are to complete this ritual. The fires begin to subside, and as the last of the flames on this side are quenched, there is a cheer from all those who are fighting. Just hurrah! Hurrah! As the flames are gone. It is excitement, but pained.
At that point, I'm going to go try and find Aaron.
I'm just kind of standing at the edge of the bridge, tiptoeing ever closer to the edge.
Aaron, you saw the explosion at that warehouse, right?
Not directly.
You saw what was after, right?
Somewhat the remnants, yes.
Do you think that you and Finn could maybe take a look at this and see if... I don't know if there's any way of telling if it feels like a similar kind of explosion?
I wouldn't know where to start. It all looked black and destroyed. This is a bridge. That was a subterranean apartment in a warehouse. The scale of this is far more massive.
Much bigger.
Yes. This is beyond the scope of my knowledge. This is far more fierce and sinister to start. I don't know, like, can I look at besides the obvious, like, char of wood fire, does there seem to be any sort of, like, residual sign or marking of any type of alchemical or arcane flashpoint or anything like that that's beyond like fire, but like non-incendiary heat or energy exchange in that way?
Ooh. Give me a. So be an arcana. Ooh. Yeah, we'll have this be. It's an investigation check to look for these things,
Okay.
but I will say we're kind of mixing your arcana into this.
Okay. Third. Okay. Investigation. Okay. That's a 22.
22. From this side, it's difficult to see. Most of the char is, I mean, the stone of the bridge doesn't appear to have a lot of burn to it. It appears to be more collapse. You're not sure if this came from a shockwave but the fire didn't seem to have a lot to do with the bridge itself. But the char on the buildings, as you look at the completely charcoal remains of the structure to the right, it all seems a natural fire. And as you look to the far side of the bridge, thinking what could have possibly caused this, you see the fires still raging on that side. They seem to be having a much harder time putting this out. And looking at the workers over there, they don't appear to have any buckets of water.
No, Dorothy, I think whoever detonated this bridge knew how to cause long-standing chaos. The warehouse that we investigated did not burn whatsoever. It remained standing entirely. This was meant to destroy stone and structure and ensue throughout the night. I'll think in my head, I don't think any core was used in this detonation. But they're struggling. And I'll be fucking damned if I stay on this side of the bridge. We have to get over there and help them. So I'll turn around and I'll walk back. Let's see. And just start pacing and try to rack my brain of how to cross an 80-foot gap.
As a lot of you are there, your spell concludes.
So, as I was kind of just standing there. I didn't even bother to sit fully, staring at all of these folk, seeing the one person leave. In Elvish, I pray out loud, almost like a hum, but not quite. Like when someone's still trying to find their voice and singing. Like, okay, song bearer, guess you're real or something, but we could really use you right now. This is discordant, messy. And I'll just say, Songbearer, help us, like over and over again until I find some sort of melody. And since I can do up to 5 creatures, we all get the benefits of a short rest, if you need it.
Oh, like the
And-
full, just not just the hit dice?
The benefits of a short rest, and also regain 2d8 hit points, which I will take that little bit of hit points.
Your -2s from your tiredness of the run are gone.
And I could use my arcane recovery?
Yeah, so
That gives me my.
That's amazing.
that's 12 hit points back to myself, which brings me back to full.
Yeah. Okay.
That's amazing.
And I'll just brush myself off. How do we get the fuck over there?
I can now contact Andy. As I'll immediately just feel that surge of, I wasn't injured, but I was certainly winded and certainly panicked, and just feel that rush of calm as I regain a 3rd level spell slot, and instantly my mind reaches out to Andy. Andy, we've made it up to the bridge, but we are trapped on this side. I hope you are safe. Please tell us you can get us back over.
There's a pause before. You cut off there. Looking to see if I could find what's wrong with the tram. Please look after my boy.
I wish I could tell her. Chauncey's safe. She's safe, though.
Good.
She's trying to get the tram operational.
Is the fire growing on the other side?
It appears to be, yeah. At this point, as a lot of you are there, and this wash of energy overcomes you, one of the strangers that was helping out approaches. Anything that we... Thank you for being a part of this.
Wish we could do more to help.
You all seem to have some capabilities too. Any ways to get across?
Not that far.
Damn.
I'd probably fall to my death if I tried.
Same. Nothing.
Does anybody have crossbows or anything that we could tie rope to? Or I have a crossbow. Fuck.
It's been a long night. It's all right.
It's, this has also been really stressful. I think that it's...
I mean, I don't want to shoot a crossbow into somebody over there, but
I don't think a crossbow bolt could carry a rope. It's 50 feet of rope. We need longer.
we'd need both of our ropes.
I hate to have to go all the way back down. But
That guy calls out, does anyone else here have some rope? Anything? A crossbow? Something?
I've got rope.
Let's tie our ropes together, tie one end to the bolt.
It is sopping wet, so I will try to start using
Yeah.
prestidigitation to dry it out and get some of that extra weight off.
Is there anywhere nearby that I could maybe get away from everyone?
It's hard to say. There's a couple of collapsed buildings on either side. There's buildings on each side, but other than that, it's an open road in the center.
Okay. I'd like to try and get behind a building if I can. Anything that's collapsed away from everybody.
There's really no behind. All of the buildings are essentially crunched right up
Right
to
there?
each other.
Okay.
Yeah, it is solid rows of buildings and then the road in the center.
Okay.
As you are looking at the buildings, you see coming out from a little bit of the char, beard a little singed, Bogdan, looking up. Oh, I didn't think I'd seen a lot of you already.
Yeah.
Well, it seemed I had a good feeling about you all.
Yeah, likewise.
You, pushed towards to help out.
Did everything we could.
You happen to have a catapult in that arm of yours, do you?
Aaron.
No.
Finn, was there anybody in that shop?
They didn't answer. There's definitely somebody in that that's casting magic.
They might not be there. They might have left their shop or...
It could just be objects, right?
Could be.
Stay here. I'll go look. I'll find a way in. I'm
No.
gonna walk back towards the collection.
And I'll, any thoughts as to getting across? Looks like they need some help over there.
Yeah, gonna try and shoot a rope across. Hopefully that'll work. Do you have any way of contacting the other side?
I don't know.
Are you loud?
I...
Can you try to just yell? I did not do well earlier.
Sure, but firing a rope off with the gap with a crossbow.
Yes,
Mhm.
not the greatest plan, but...
No, but it's a plan. I like it.
Yeah, a friend Andy, the one interested in the arm, she's on the other side. She's trying to get the tram up.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
It is good.
We should tie the other end of the rope to something solid over here.
Yeah. Look around for anything sturdy enough.
All right. Well, we'll give this a go then. As he leans over. I don't suppose that bolt is fireproof, is it? Or the rope?
It's hempen rope. It's wet.
It's wet and heavy. I can stop drawing it.
We'll do our best. Oi! As he just calls across. Keep an eye open for a bolt!
I hope you're a good shot with
Listen,
that.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think they hurt me. There's
I've never
a lot of
fired
fire
this
over
thing.
there.
I don't think this is gonna work at all, so, you know. But hey, it's the best we can do. It's worth a
That's an
shot.
exactly 80-foot range.
How about
320 at
How
Dissad.
about with 100 feet of damp rope tied to the bolt?
The DM doesn't know that. Once it's tied together.
Mm-hmm. Give me... Oh boy.
This is so stupid.
You learned all your knots on the boat,
I'm gonna
right?
let this be another survival check for crafting this. Do you have any sort of proficiencies in crafts?
Well, I'm proficient in survival.
Mm-hmm.
You have boat training.
And that's, I do have boat training now, technically,
Mhm.
not a full 10 weeks, but what?
This would definitely be more like
one
a
hit.
weapon art.
Where's that use rope skill from 3.5?
Ah, damn.
Yeah, let's do some more math. No, I just have proficiency in survival. That's
Okay.
literally all.
Give me a survival check for how well this is crafted, and then we'll see about firing a bolt.
Oh god. Come on, Songbearer. It's not that.
No, I thought it was.
I
for a
wanted
second.
it to be. That's a 9.
Okay. As you've fashioned the rope to a bolt, and you load it in, you look at this like that is not aerodynamic. It is not it, but it's all that you've got.
Yep.
And you take aim.
I'm like, shit. And I'm going to aim and say, incoming! As loud as possible and attack.
Mm-hmm.
These dice tonight, man. It's telling a story. 19.
A 19. As the bolt loosens, you can see the normal trajectory goes a lot lower than what you'd expect as the weight of the rope pulls it down, and it goes into the distance, and the rope does for a second go taut until it then immediately goes loose.
Okay.
And as you stare at the bridge, Aaron, heading over to the collection.
I'll walk up to the front door.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try the handle.
It is locked.
I will pull out my thieves' tools, and I'm gonna try and pick this lock.
Okay.
Break and enter. Come on.
Yeah, I mean,
Go ahead and give me. That is the sleight of hand check, or what? It's a thieves' tools check,
Right.
But essentially a sleight of hand check with proficiency.
Yeah.
breaking into a collection of magical artifacts.
15.
15. As you place your tools into the lock, you feel the scraping. You feel the catch. And you feel the turn. And you feel the resistance of something that is not the lock.
Uh-oh.
I will check for traps.
As you then slowly put the latch back and pull your tools out, pulling out a small, more prodding tool. Give me that investigation check.
Boy.
Ooh.
That's cocked.
That is definitely cocked.
That's not as cocked. Right?
No, it's not as cocked.
I'll use my side bolstered knack to bump this up to make that a 15.
15. You then, poking around with your thieves' tools, you can see it appears to be mechanical, but there is something, a mechanism that looks out of place in the lock.
Okay.
You aren't sure what it does, but you know that it is there.
I will try the so pick again. I'll try the lock pick again. And just for clarification, with side bolstered knack, if I fail, I can then add my boost. So I'll go for it again, knowing that there's something there to work around besides just the lock mechanism.
Okay.
That's a 15 on the die, so I'm gonna go ahead and boost this up by 6 for a 21.
21. Now knowing where that is, you are able to look into the keyhole, push your thieves' tools in, feel that pressure, and push a little farther past for the pressure to release as you then... and the door opens.
I'll push it open, and hopefully no one springs out at me from around the corner.
As you step inside, you find yourself in what appears to be a small shop with a glass countertop, almost display case, and what looks like it would be a counter. There are behind this counter there are shelves that are laden with a couple of objects, again behind glass. There's a door that then leads to a back room that you can see slightly open. You can see that it leads away, and a set of stairs that lead up from the side.
I will
It is
cast-
dark and it is empty.
I will cast Detect Magic.
Sure. Immediately, many of the objects begin to ping with magical energy. You see in the case itself a small box that is closed, but inside of it there seems to be evocation magic. Next to it, you can see a non-magical, looks like a large metal crossbow bolt. Behind the counter in one of the large glass cases that is essentially creating a display case, you see a cloak that is draping and has long needle-like tendrils that come out from the bottom that appear like rigid fabric, creating a almost web-like structure to the base. Is a dark blue. On the other side in the case, you see a pair of well-made boots with gold trim to them, and some the leather on them appears to be dyed in ivory. Additionally, in the front glass case, you see what looks like a pair of goggles. And next to that, you see a rather large gem that has a small glistening to it that is clear. And a strange contraption, looks like a small glass sphere that has a ring around it. And on that ring, there is affixed the letters N, S, E, and W.
Would I, because I get the School of Magic for each of these, would I know enough to know what, what teleportation or transference of one body to another place would fall under?
Yes, that would fall under, let me double check here.
So, transfiguration. Hold on. Got the book. Yeah.
Transportation, technically.
Yeah. Or transmutation in this world.
Right.
So teleporting magic. Fall under conjuration.
Conjuration. And do any of these items offer conjuration school?
Let me see here. The boots appear to have conjuration.
Uh-huh.
Double check on this. Sorry, the boots have transmutation.
Okay.
The gem has evocation. The goggles have transmutation as well. The cloak transmutation. And the box is...
You said evocation already on that.
Yes.
Okay. Fuck, I was hoping there would be something here and here that would help us out. I will run towards the staircase that I see, and I will go up it and just get a better lay of the land up here. This is where I'm living. Really
Sure. As you head upstairs, you can see it opens up into what looks like a living space.
Mm-hmm.
It appears much more like a home. You can see a table, a stove, 2 small beds. They appear the size of either gnome or halfling.
Okay.
And a window overlooking both sides. One overlooking the river and one looking out onto the street where you see your friends. And as we look down at the lot of you, the crossbow having just fired, Bodgan looks up and says, well, all right, well, I might have something that I can do to help. Just give me some time, will you?
How much do you need?
Sure.
Just about 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
Hopefully they... If you can think up something between now and then.
I will certainly try.
Yeah.
We could try another shot.
I think so. I think I can do better.
I'll help just kind of haul the rope back in.
Yeah. Yeah. Is someone else better at tying knots?
I can give it a try.
Okay, because
I'll
I
come up
can,
and just start.
I can do the
trying.
Windsor. Or a half Windsor.
God.
I'm gonna start trying to make sure the knot is well tied, if that's all right.
Sure, wait a second. Any of you have a grappling bolt?
No.
Can't say I do.
Damn.
I've got a spear.
That's good. That's a 27.
Okay. Duathi, looking at the rope and the bolt, seeing that before it's less about trying to connect the two and more about trying to do so in a fashion that would still let it fly. And you are able to essentially unweave some of the end of the rope and bring it to the bolt itself, and then weave it over into before tying the knots. And from here, it's not a great solution, but it is a lot more elegant, and you think this has a much higher chance of working.
All right.
It's a little bit better.
Thanks. How are we doing action economy currently?
Yeah.
I don't want to mess anything up. I would like to cast Bless, which lasts for a minute,
Okay.
on myself, Duathi, and since you're there,
Yeah.
Sure.
yeah, Finn. And then gonna hunker down with the bolt, and shoot it.
Okay. Absolutely. Bless going out, firing the bolt.
I'm here for moral support.
So scared of my dice now. That's a 13.
With Bless?
Yeah, I rolled a 1
Cool.
on Bless. Not a natural one. So I don't know if it.
For the firing of the bolt?
Yeah.
This one, the aim is a bit higher,
Okay.
and you can see it actually hits the stone on the opposite side. But
Bonus
it-
action, ensnaring strike.
unfortunately, I think to catch a bolt, it would have to be something like a reaction.
Hold on. Work with me here. Ensnaring strike is as you hit the target, grasping vines appear on it and it makes a strength saving throw. It's a creature. Never mind. I'm just gonna shoot a guard.
Catch!
I still cast it because I didn't know that.
Okay.
I'll take it. It seemed cool.
It hits the stone and does wedge into it, but it does not appear to It is attached to the other side. You do not know how much weight that it can support.
I do a tug on the rope.
As you pull the rope, it goes taut, okay? And you begin to give a little weight, and you can feel it.
Wait, you said there was a bolt in this case. What the hell? Oh. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Did he?
Sorry, this is RJ freaking the fuck out.
How much worse is the fire looking?
You are looking at across the bridge. The fires seem to be going out, or there's nothing left on this side for it to burn, as the fire is moving in towards the city. They are losing this fight.
Is there any place where there's like a half wall or anything like that that I can stand next to?
There's smoldering remains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking to keep myself away from Gen Pop. Here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to wave Icon over. Icon,
Yeah.
can you stand in front of me, please?
Oh, yeah.
You're much bigger than I am and much taller. I'm sort of
Yeah, I also have
hoping-
a tall shield. I'll look cool, because everything else is
Okay.
shit.
I think I can go over there and help with the fire since I'm able to,
Do
sort
it.
of do that. I'm very scared to be left alone. But it's going to be okay. I can get over there and get someplace quiet where I'm alone and no one will see this. So,
You got this.
okay. I'm okay.
Okay.
This isn't going to hurt.
You know, we'll talk about this later, but it's been a weird day already.
And I'm going to cast Gaseous Form.
As as Duathi looks at you and says, "This isn't going to hurt," her face cracks
Oh.
all throughout her body, as then parts of it begin to turn into a mist or a dust as she becomes particles in the wind. Slowly but surely, her whole body crackling away as the dust that is Duathi molds into the smoke and the ash that is drifting away from the fires.
Whoa.
Just say to that direction, I trust you. That
Duathi,
was-
you are in the smoke.
I have a 10-foot fly speed.
Oh boy. 8.
And as Duathi slowly drifts to the other side, Aaron, with your passive perception, you're looking out at your friends, barely see Duathi and Icon just in the distance, but then looking at the rest of it happening. Finn, Bogdan being next to you, just looks at you and says, "Well, the fires are out. I'll do what I can."
Sure.
As he takes his arm and places it on the ground, his eyes flash white. And you can see a glowing bit as if ember in the far back of them as his arm digs into the stone and he just looks dead-eye stare to the other side of the bridge.
All right. It's gonna be a long 10 minutes.
And with that, we are going to take our break.
Our 10 minutes.
We are going to be right back, ladies and gentlemen, to get to the other side of this bridge and hopefully stop the rest of this town from burning down. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Bridge too far.
Welcome back, everyone. We hope that you enjoyed your break. We certainly didn't enjoy ours. We are going to jump back into tonight's episode. However, before we do, a couple of quick reminders. First off, if you are enjoying the show, please consider giving us a like, follow, subscribe, wherever it is that you are. If you would also like to catch up on past episodes, you can find all of our episodes, well, not all of them, but almost all of them now, up on Spotify and on iTunes in podcast form. So if you'd like to just listen to us, the audio does get better after the first few episodes.
Yeah.
Don't you worry.
It's on episode like 2.
Also, for anyone who does want to support the channel financially, you can give us bits on Twitch. You can subscribe to us on Twitch. You can now also become members on YouTube. I think. If not, it should be able to be happening after this episode has aired. And you can also head on over to Patreon to become a patron of ours. It is never required, but always appreciated. We are able to do this because of the generosity of people like you, and it means the absolute world to us. Also, as thank you for supporting us, you get to have access to some perks, mostly given out in our Discord. You can head on over to our Discord, become a part of our community. We are going to be heading on over to a post-show hangout after the episode to just, shoot the breeze a little bit and talk about what has been going on.
Maybe shoot the DM.
Help. Please send help. If I don't clock into work tomorrow, it was this guy.
Yeah, it was that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Also might be because I'm not working tomorrow. So it was this guy.
Oh, boy.
With that.
Oh, flip.
As Duathi drifts towards the other side of the bridge and Bogdan does whatever it is that Bogdan is doing, Aaron, inside of the collection.
Glancing out the window, I will. I'll witness Icon's crossbow bolt fly across, take purchase, but then eventually fall loose. I will follow that point of inspiration, scramble back down the stairs to the almost. Oh boy!
Oh,
That was light.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be right back as we fix the studio. Don't go anywhere.
It's from the bridge.
Welcome back, everyone.
We just all rolled survival.
So,
Good thing I'm proficient with tools.
as I was saying, if you'd like to help support the channel and keep the studio together,
Like physically support us.
Are you physically available to just hold the set?
Shit.
Oh goodness.
We keep it real here, folks.
live theater, things happen.
Yeah. I love all of us have theater background. We know how to.
It felt
This
very,
isn't the first time a wall has fallen on me.
Melos gone wrong, like the play goes wrong. I felt
Yes.
very like that.
The way we all just
What's
sprung
next?
into action is very much how our party would do it in real
Yeah.
life.
Yeah,
And
and
we
hey,
felt useful.
if you're a subscriber, head on over to our Discord where we're gonna post a video of us fixing what just happened. It'll go up on socials eventually, but you can see it soon.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Sharp sticks.
Well,
The sawdust is lucky.
with that,
Precious form.
jumping back in.
Okay. Ooh,
You
shit.
were going to grab something.
Yeah, I
Aaron,
wanna
heading in the collection, rushing back downstairs.
I wanna head back downstairs, and I wanna go back to the glass case. And what I glanced over earlier, you said there was some sort of small metallic bolts of some kind.
Yeah, so there
Does
was
it look like it'd
the
be like ammunition of some kind.
there was the box, and then next to it is an odd-shaped bolt. It does look like a crossbow bolt.
Okay.
It is entirely made of metal, even the fletchings on the back end, and the front seems to. It has a bit of a bulbous shape to it, with some lines etched into it.
Oh boy. Could make things a lot worse. I will walk around the cellars, the backside of the case, and I will look to see if there's any way to access the case from inside.
Sure.
From the,
It's,
from the clerk side.
yeah, on the back end, it's completely open.
Does it seem to be locked from this side?
No, it's there's no
Oh, okay.
backing to it. It's just a reach-in sort of thing.
I will check for traps.
Give me an investigation check.
Magical items.
We
buffet
learned lessons.
style.
The rogue's gonna rogue. That's a 16.
16. As you look into this case, where there would normally be maybe a wood backing or another glass backing around the edge, there does appear to be a collection of an inscription of runes all around the back wooden end.
Bitch. Uh-huh. 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 Oh, God.
What's the worst that could happen?
I prepared exploding arrows.
Let me
today.
flip to it.
Oh boy.
Uh-huh.
Too soon. Too soon.
Also, it was less than 15 seconds.
But do I want to be that guy? The rogue's gonna rogue, right? Fuck.
Too bad I used that extra third level spell slot on sending instead of dispel magic.
I know, right? I don't have anything that powerful to help me out here.
Do you want an ensnaring strike that doesn't work on things that aren't creatures?
I will. Yeah. I will run back over to the door.
Okay.
About how far is the case from the door?
10 feet.
I will run back over the door. I will summon Mage Hand to fly over the backside of the case and reach in for the bolt.
Okay. As the mage hand moves around,
Mm-hmm.
there's of almost electricity
Mm-hmm.
as the hand begins to find resistance
Mm-hmm.
to mid-air and attempt to push through, but it seems to get caught about halfway.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And interesting. Okay, I'm not gonna risk anything else. I don't want to rob anybody. Just to try and get that. I'm not gonna have to smash and grab this place. Okay. It'll have to be another day. I will drop Mage Hand and I will close the door behind me, using the thieves' tools to relock the lock fully.
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand check with your proficiency.
Let's use Side Bolstered Knack on that, just to get that back to a 12.
12. It is far easier to lock the door than it is to unlock it. As you... The door is shut.
Okay.
As you rejoin the street, there seems to be a huddle a fair distance away from you all, kind of behind of townsfolk discussing, it looks as though they're trying to find solutions.
Watching our shame.
And Duathi, eventually, your form reaches the opposite side of the bridge. In this shape, you still are able to see things around you, and you can see now as you approach, it is a collection of charred and broken wood. Most of the buildings, if not all of them on this side of the bridge, have just burned away, and the fire has spread into the city itself, and you can see people running around with small amounts of water. You see a few folk that it looks as though they are attempting to use magic as well to quell what they can.
Alright, I'm going to try and find someplace behind a wall or any place that there's not another person too.
There's no one else on the bridge, but it is just nothing but husks of buildings at this point.
That's okay, as long as it's someplace that, at the very least from most sides I'm not particularly visible. I'd reform. I just don't want to startle anybody and not surprise.
There's no one on the bridge.
Okay, that's what I will do then. And
As the particles mold together and slowly begin to build your form, you reappear on the opposite side.
And I'll start doing exactly what I was doing before. Anywhere on the edges where I see anything that's sort of broken off, I'm going to just start quelling the fire.
Well, there are no fires at this point on the bridge. Everything has burned.
It's behind me.
It's all behind you in the city.
Going in. I'm going to run towards.
All right, as you rush towards the city, on this side.
As I am rushing, I will, in my mind, say, Aaron, I've made it to the other side of the bridge. I'm all alone, though. If anyone is trying to find me, please reach out. But I'm going to go try. There's fires everywhere. I'm going to go try and put some out.
Okay, don't be a hero. And I will, as I approach the group, I will kind of just announce, it sounds like Dorothy's safely across. Yeah. However, fire is spreading.
Bogdan is doing something. He's kind of right now.
Okay. How went the rope?
Okay. First time missed. Second time hit. Slightest bit of a tug. Out. I hold up another bolt. Break it. This isn't gonna do shit.
So we're stuck here. There's nothing we can do here.
We can hurry up and wait.
As suddenly you hear the remains of the buildings around you, what wood is left, begins to groan and creak, and you hear of snapping and crackling.
No, that can't be good.
And looking around, you see the beams, now charred husks, lifting into the air and begin to float towards the opening. And you see they pass over Bogdan, who is now stood, his mechanical arm reaching out, hand towards the emptiness as the beams, as more from the opposite side are lifting over, connecting, starting to build a framework, connecting in the center. It's still charred and brittle as more pieces, and in the center, or closer towards the far side, spokes of a wheel forming, all of pieces that are being reclaimed from around. And finally, a small bridge
Oh my god.
forms. It is missing many planks. It is made of charred wood, and a wheel in the center, closer to the far end. It seems to have a handle on it. As Bodgan takes one knee and breathes heavily.
Andy's gonna be so pissed off she missed that. Wow.
Yeah, that would have been a disadvantage if you kept that arm on. How long will this hold?
It lives there now. Go over
Yeah.
with caution. I'm going to do what I can to repair everything and make it firmer. But it's weak, but it'll work.
Sure.
We'll handle the rest.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing.
We'll find you again.
You will.
Okay. I will make my way across.
You got another one
Slowly.
of those feather falls in case this whole thing...
Yeah, I've got us. I've got us.
Alright. Good thing the way left Chauncey.
As you take your first step onto the plank, you hear it crumbling beneath your foot. It looks like it is going to be light stepping as
Yeah.
best as possible.
I will hold out my spear like little balance. And yeah, very lightly step.
Okay. I could please have your choice of athletics or acrobatics to do your best to avoid the pitfalls of this barely constructed.
Yeah. I'm going to be thinking of the fight down at Dry Dock 2, kind of on the little beams and the little guy trying to get me. So I'm going to do athletics.
You still have bless up.
I sure do.
That's good.
22.
22. You as well going over?
I'll follow.
Yeah, I'll go in the middle.
No, you go last in
oh,
case
okay.
any of us fall.
Oh, okay.
You gotta see it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, right.
So taking it one at a time as you rush across, you're able to make it to the other side with barely any crackling of wood.
Alright, me next. This is acrobatics with the bless. It's a nat 1.
Oh no.
For a total of
With the bless, it's a total of 5. Yeah.
as you
Wait. 7?
Yes, that is a 7.
That is a 7.
That
on
is
the
a 7.
die.
Oh my god, you need different dice, Josh.
dice that the 7 looks like the one on
Yeah,
Bane of
They're side by side.
They
too.
are always, yeah.
Oh, good thing they're side by side.
I've already had one fight with
It's
gravity
still
tonight.
not great, but 11 is way better than 5.
Yes.
It is.
Oh my god, Josh.
As you rush across, there are multiple steps that you take where you feel the beams begin to give way, and you shift your weight to the other side. One of the planks fully breaks and falls to the ground below.
I think the second I'm within 30 feet of the other side, I misty step the rest of the way.
Okay.
I'm not spending
That-
another second on this bridge.
Saves some structure of the bridge, actually.
Good.
Seeing Finn almost falter, but eventually magically bam to the other side. Aaron will definitely retrace Icon's steps. I will use acrobatics for mine.
Okay.
It's 19.
19. That's good. Finn before you had weakened the bridge, but didn't spend all the time that he could have on it. And you, seeing the steps that both had taken before, are able to quickly maneuver. One beam, the same one that Finn had stepped on, shift to the side, does break under your weight, but as you leave it, and you make it to the other side.
When Finn gets over there, just lightly punch his arm. Like, don't do that again.
I just fall into a hug and wrap both arms just fully around you, almost as if you're gonna anchor me to the ground.
Yeah, okay.
I will mentally reach out to Dwarthy. Okay, everyone's across. Where are you at?
Where am I at?
Dwarfy.
Wait,
As-
where?
I'm about like 7 or so minutes ahead, I'm imagining. Because he had just started doing his ritual cast, and I take
No,
some
he
time
started
to-
his ritual the moment that you started drifting,
Yeah.
and that took you. Oh yeah, it was,
It
10
was about a
minutes.
minute to get across.
Yeah.
A little more.
Duathi. The time that you have spent in Venture has been far more. It's hasn't been as relaxing as Gladen, but it has certainly been a calm city until now. The streets on this side, as compared to the river and the docks and what remained of the bridge, a bunch of people working together and coming to a sole purpose and having resources. This upper section should have been similar, but instead you find chaos. As the fire begins to spread from building to building, you can see, as you land on this side, the two structures on either side of you have mostly collapsed. You can see a row of buildings to your right that follow along the cliffside. In the far off distance, you can see where the locks are, but they are roughly over 1,000 feet away. And the streets immediately near you are filled with people running with what little objects they have, with what little water can be placed in them, and a paltry fight against the flame as cups, baskets that were seeping. There are a few spellcasters who are focused on sections that seem to have it under control. Most of these seem to be helmed by figures in city guard uniform. They more in line or fancier than the guard uniforms that you had seen in River's Meet, and having a much more elegant cut to them. But they seem to be directing traffic as best as they can. To the left of you, you can see a massive section of the wall that appears to be collapsed, and structures within it. It's as if there was an aqueduct inside of this wall that water has just seeped out of. The building by it is raging with flames. And ahead of you, you can see a massive temple. It appears to be untouched. But you can see the lake, or the rivers that surround it, or at least the canals, and you now realize why the fight has been so hard. The waterways are empty. As you stand here looking, you look from side to side to see, you recall the waterfalls that they have run dry. venture, the canal city on the cliffside, is now dry.
What the fuck?
Okay. Never mind, it's not going to work. Okay, so there is a building that is raging in front of me. How many people are near it?
There seem to be about a half dozen people who are actively working on putting out the flames. Few of them are coming and going and being replaced by others, but 4 of them are actively working with the magic that they have to quell the fire.
All right. Well, how big is this building?
Which one?
The one that is right in front of me, the one that is very actively ablaze.
The one that is actively ablaze is 2.5 stories.
No stories.
Well, was. It's about a story and a half now.
Okay. Cause any damage.
I will shout mentally, Duarte, where are you? Answer me, please!
This is,
This is
we still have a
we're
few
ahead,
minutes.
we're ahead,
Yes.
we're
The
ahead,
bridge is
we're
still
ahead.
being constructed. It's okay, it's okay.
Alright, this doesn't damage, and I don't need water to do it. And this doesn't damage. Alright. I'm going to look at the people who are fighting the fire, and I'm going to say, okay, everybody, we need to back up, trust me, I can do something.
Give me a persuasion check.
You have
I'm blessed. Oh, that's much better. Persuasion, that is a 15. That is an 18.
18. Okay.
Thank you, bless.
Those that are working on it hear your voice, look over their shoulder, and kind of back away, still within range to try and help it, but move to give you an opening as one of the guards nearby reaches in, pulls out a whistle, and blows it. They put their hands down and all sort of look to you for a moment.
All right. Well, I hope I don't need to get back across that bridge. As I pull my hands up towards the top of the building, and I pull it down as I cast Tidal Wave.
What? Okay. What does Tidal Wave do?
I can a wave of water up to, so it can be up to 30 feet long and 10 feet wide. So I want it to be about the size of the building. It doesn't damage structures. It would hurt a person, but it does quell flame.
Yeah, it sure does. Druid shit.
Druid shit.
How far does it go?
30 feet long, 10 feet wide, and after it hits the ground, it spreads out across the ground in all directions, spreads out within 30 feet, and then vanishes. So it's temporary water, but
Yep.
it's water.
Yeah.
As Duathy raises up her hands, what little moisture is left in the air begins to coalesce and multiply rapidly, like cells splitting, as this wave appears out of nowhere and gets thrown into the building. It hits the structure, and there's the splash back and immediate of all the steam running off. The water goes in all directions. Much of it actually then goes into the canal, filling a chunk of it for a while more of it hits the building to the side of this. You've had a cascading effect where the main building is out, and the 2 buildings nearest to it have been heavily doused and are now starting to go out. There's a cheer from the workers who are helping, and as they rush to more buildings, many now seeing the water in the canal, you see a few people run to the edge and leap off into it. buckets in arm.
Sadly, it's not going to last. It's not real water. I'm so sorry. I wish I could make real water. It's not real, but it works.
As the guard approaches you, says, well, it was real enough for our purposes.
It worked that one time.
Tell me, can you do that again?
No.
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't say that. But I thank you for your assistance. Is there anywhere else that
I can do little fire.
every little bit helps? Please.
And I'm just going to start running towards any little fires and start using the red craft to snuff it out.
Absolutely.
That's it.
As Duathi fights against the flames, the rest of you come across the bridge and see a smoldering building, just steam emanating off of it. You see this same chaos, slightly lessened now, of workers and average townsfolk doing what they can to help while others panic, and guards doing the best that they can to keep everything under control.
I second that we get into this chaos. I'll try again, just shout, get your shit together and organize! And
Right. I'll awkwardly let go if I can. Taking that cue.
and just try to get people to start forming lines, or, you know, like a bucket chain, or
Yeah.
if they're panicking, get the...
So give me another persuasion.
That's like my 5th 3 I rolled.
Hey.
10.
10.
Good call. Good call.
Your voice, it adds to the guards that are, and with more guards around, you're feeling yourself like, oh yeah, this is the spirit of it. And you can see a few folks who had been panicking hear your voice, and they're not calmed but focused for a moment, looking around, realizing, oh, they don't have a bucket, but they head towards the canal almost instinctually before realizing, oh no.
I imagine around that time I probably would hear you and say, I am up ahead. I'm trying to help with the fire wherever I can. I can't get back across the bridge, but
That's fine,
I
that's fine.
helped. And
That's fine. We'll come to you and we'll figure out something. I don't.
Yep.
Can we like? Do we have eyes on Duathi like with the crowd at all? Like, cause.
At this point, Duathi had stayed pretty close to the edge
Oh,
of the
okay,
bridge.
gotcha. So
Yeah.
Okay, imagine then
We
that's
don't
right
link
around
up.
the time you'll see me.
Mhm.
I'm just
Aaron.
at the edge of all the buildings.
Go ahead. Give me just a minute. Just kind of pace back and forth at the edge of this bridge, looking down, looking at the burning town, realizing there's not much I can do. As I flip open PAL and I say, all right, buddy, I really hope this doesn't work. As I cast a locate object. And Dr. Sada had pretty unique goggles, didn't she? Or was it just the surgical mask?
She had a surgical mask, and she also had some goggles
Like
as well.
The spectacles
Mhm.
that came around. So seeing that Bogdan had a similar kind of mask, I'm going to target the goggles, specifically those very like airshots goggles.
Personalized.
Mhm.
And yeah, if it's within 1,000 feet, I would know its direction.
Okay. You get nothing.
Right, I'll then close PAL and rush forward to catch up with the body.
I'll druidcraft with Duathi to do the campfire-sized snuffings. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Absolutely. So with the two of you doing what you can to fight back.
Locate object does have concentration, so I'll maintain that. It lasts up to 10 minutes.
Okay.
Bless is probably down by now.
Okay. I got one.
Yeah, that was... Good job. Why do we keep finding ourselves fixing burning cities?
I don't know. I don't know why different. I can't tell if it's all the same people lighting things on fire or different kinds of people lighting things on fire. Do things catch on fire? Do people blow? Do people blow the
No,
cities up?
no, no,
Okay, I don't know.
no, I know. I don't understand why this keeps happening.
I'm so sorry. I think you're asking the wrong person for some sort of comfort with
I
this.
know. It's not comfort. I feel useless against whatever's happening.
Yeah.
And as you were fighting the flames, a burst of light happens all around you. And suddenly, you see through those surrounded by flames, it's as if a radiance of light has come over the town itself. Looking down the streets, you can see the street lamps have flickered back on.
Okay.
And suddenly the beam of the lighthouse,
Water's back on.
Yeah.
and as you look far into the distance, you can see the light of the tram as it is moving.
Oh, good work, Andy.
Good.
Okay.
The water. There's no water.
The flow forge must be down.
I bet that they did that on purpose. If I wanted the place to burn down, I would prevent them
This
from
was
having water.
definitely
Wait, the flow
targeted.
forge controls the canals. If we
If we open it up,
let's go.
That's what I understood.
let's go.
Someone close it. Let's come on. There must be a way to reverse it.
Well, I don't know how it was supposed to work. We were just supposed to see it.
Let's go see if
Yeah.
we can figure out what's
Yes.
holding it.
Self-guided tour. It'll be great.
Yeah.
There's enough people here trying to. Do you want to stay and help with the fire, or do you want to come engineer some sort of reverse water flow?
I think if we go to the flow forge, we could get these people water, and then they
Yeah.
could actually make a difference.
Greater good.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay.
We have to try.
Just shake my head and run.
Okay. That's good. Double time. Finn, keep up.
I'll
Do we have an
try.
idea of where the flow forge should be?
You don't?
I'll grab anyone that's in a uniform really quickly. Pardon me. Which way to the flow
I-
forge?
The flow forge. It's as he instinctually looks to the canal. Hello. Come here. And he rushes over and takes you to the edge where you can see the large temple across the now empty river. But he then follows and points, and you can see down where the river would go, bridge after bridge, and then an opening and a large, multi-domed structure with trees coming out of sections of it. There's the main flow forge.
All right. Thank you. And I'll take off running. Does anyone have any way to make themselves faster?
Yes.
Is it just you?
I could skip ahead about 30 feet. Two more
Uh,
times. One more time.
I can do 2 of us.
Do 2 of you. Someone else get on my back, and I'm going to. My legs will start to crackle and pop as I become a horse.
I can ride.
Okay, sport.
Third run of the night. Yeah,
I'm
let's
going
do
to
it.
cast Longstrider at 2nd level on Finn and I, so we have 10-foot extra speed for 1 hour.
I will hop on Duathi bareback. This is awesome.
And as you get on Duathi's back and you begin to take off in a sprint, the first turn around the corner, you collide headlong to the point that you hit the ground. As you look up, pushing up. Well, hello. Andy.
Oh,
Thank God.
We're gonna go fix the flow forge.
I'll
Right, that's what they said.
Yeah.
at Andy and see if horse big probably get 2 people on me for a short run.
come on, climb up.
And as and she says, It's all right. I'll use my legs.
Okay.
And as you bolt towards the building, that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh man.
Scoff you?
Scotamus.
Scotimus Prime.
And I have just been sitting back here.
I know. I have not had a soft heart all night. Chill heart.
Whoa.
Well, folks,
Yeah.
we'll be back again next week, 7 p.m., to head on over to the Flow Forge, see what's going on there.
See what Andy's been up to.
Yeah, we get to see what's going on with Andy, get to see what's going on with the water, see if we can't get Venture to be filled once again. Yeah. Don't go anywhere. Well, go places for the week. Don't sit in front of your computers for the week.
Go to Discord.
Yeah, head on over to the Discord. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. We are going to do our post-show hangout over in our Discord. Thank you so very much for being here with us tonight, everyone. We hope that you have an incredible rest of your week. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Bye, everyone.